Hello, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising sign. Welcome, welcome to the month of May 2024. It's going to be an interesting time. You have some big stories coming up around your finances, probably money momentum, drive, and passion, but also potentially a lot of spending. The good news is it's a lucky month in terms of third house matters. We have a pile up of unexpected good luck in your third house, which can bring unexpected positive developments in your local and daily life, as well as in connection with siblings and extended family. It's going to look good on you, especially if you do any work in the online world. Let's break this down in great detail, but before we do, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Lori Lothy, and I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac, the whole sign house system, fixed stars, and minor asteroids. My only promotion this month is that I'm sharing a bunch of things I'm giving away in May. And if you want to win a reading with me, if you want to get a chance to many prizes, free courses with me, a live and replays, if you want to get content for my 2024 All Signs videos, deep dives, those are for sale for $77 for the bundle. I'm giving a few of those away. This kind of stuff is only happening once a year, and it's a celebration in the May Madness for reaching 60,000 subscribers here on YouTube. So to get yourself in the contest and be having a chance to win, and there's going to be a draw once a week, and I'll explain how each contest works, you need to be in my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter. And in order to subscribe, you look in my description box below and you have a chance to win. And plus you're getting a weekly newsletter from me full of good information every Saturday. So it's a win-win. All right, moving into the next narrative, let's talk about the sky. Number one, I really want you to be aware that Venus is the exaltation lord for you, and she's doing some pretty sweet stuff this month. She is moving into your third house. Now, let me tell you, listening for your sun is maybe career and purpose, your moon, your home, and your body, but a rising sign Pisces folk is probably more accurate. So the third house is the house of siblings and the house of short distance travel, skills-based learning, your local daily environment, the neighborhood, the places you go on the daily, and maybe your aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, but particularly sibling and younger. Third house is such a busy place. And this is a story, therefore, of third house matters becoming very lucky. Now, it's just not any luck. It's luck on steroids, because as Venus enters into this part of your chart in May, she'll be there April 30th to May the 23rd. So she's already there as the month begins. She's bumping into Uranus for surprises, into the sun for power, to Jupiter for double your luck. It's a pile up in there. Eventually Mercury joins her, and it's even better. There's a weight on your third house, and it's a positive weight. Now, there's a lot to say about the third house, but if you're a writer or a creative artist doing writing projects, this is going to be good on you. And if you're somebody who works in the online world and that's a part of your milieu, websites, online stuff, social media, it's also extremely positive for you, especially for prosperity and commercial enterprise, as Venus and Mercury at one point will be here together. Now, if you want to take a trip or trips with siblings, or a trip to visit extended family, or a trip with a neighbor, or just travel in general, it's not too far away. There's a blessing on the archetypal energies of journeys and trips. And finally, signing up for a course of any kind in the first 3 weeks of May is super sweet on you. Now, what else is happening is that Venus then moves away on the 23rd of May from her Taurus perch into your fourth house. And that's the place of home, property, land, and real estate. She'll be there for 3 weeks, May 23rd, add 3 weeks, but it could be a good time for selling a property. And if you have a house or a home or a condo to sell, or maybe negotiate the purchase of a new one, this is going to be an ideal time. And there's already some kind of foreshadow, because assuming you're buying a home or selling a home within the local neighborhood, like not in a far off place, then when Mercury moves into the fourth house, you could probably get things like contracts, offers, mortgage alignments, financing things going on, and things that look like the successful sale of a home. That's my humble opinion. That's more active May the 23rd, add 3 weeks. And May the 23rd, that's when Venus enters your fourth house. But on May the 25th, Jupiter enters the fourth house of home, property, land, and real estate as well, doubling down on the positivity of having Venus in your Gemini house with fourth house with Jupiter. So if you're trying to buy or sell a property, or even lease or sell a property, things look really good for you the 23rd, and even more so the 25th of May and onward. Speaking of Jupiter, Jupiter, Santa Claus, fairy godfather, ho, ho, ho. He happens to be spending a year in your fourth house starting on May the 25th. So that's a new story. He's been in your third house of siblings, online world, social media, local neighborhoods, trips and travel, writing projects, communications, and websites. He's been in that house for a long time, since last May, and he's leaving this 25th of May. Probably thinking, well, that was a bust, and it was a bit of a bust, because all the way through until December 31st, he was in some kind of debility or other. He was in rough shape. But since December 31st, he's been moving forward. He's in better shape. On April 21st, we have the big, chunky, exciting, exhilarating Uranus conjunction to Jupiter, setting off a 14-year cycle of attention, focus, and goodness in your third house, in which you could be teaching, writing, learning, traveling, communicating, doing social media, setting up a store, starting your own company in a local shop. All those things could take place for 14 years for some of you. But I want to note that when Jupiter goes into the fourth house, he's very powerful. He's angular. He's going to strongly influence career, marriage, your sense of self and health. He's going to hit all the whack-a-mole spots, the most important parts of your chart by angle, by square, and opposition. So it's a really pivotal place for him to travel. There could be some major prosperity to do with property and real estate over the next year, but we'll be doing a whole video on that. Just know that he's changing his whole place for a whole year, starting on May the 25th. Or 26, depends on your time zone. All right, what about Mars? I bet you're wondering, right? What's Mars up to anyway? Mars, the god of decisions, action, willpower, war, aggression, conflict, happens to be moving into his home kingdom of Aries. Now, he was moving through your first house for 6 weeks, and now he moves into Aries on April the 30th and will be in Aries for 6 weeks, or until June the 9th. Now, having Mars in the sign of Aries is going to be Mars in his best form, on his game, and he is in a house of earnings. And you may be very passionate, focused, and ambitiously directed towards increasing your earnings, even to the point where you might want to start your own business if you haven't done that before. He's a self-starter here. He's got mojo and motivation, but he also can spend money here, and you might find like you're spending more than you think you want to. That's probably going to be okay if some of that spending takes place after the 23rd of May, when Venus enters into your fourth house, and even more so when Jupiter gets there on the 25th, 26th, because then Mars is connecting to these planets in a positive way, and the spending is auspicious. So be careful about too much spending before then. Also, you may be excited about taking possession of money from home and land and property also in the May the 23rd through to June the 9th timeframe, like, ka-ching in your bank account money. Let's talk next about Lord Mercury. Lord Mercury is spending a dog's age, like the third week of March to the middle of May, in the sign of Aries, but finally he goes direct in the third week of April. So when we start out moving through the month of May, we have a direct motion Mercury in your second house. So when he was retrograde here, there may have been a lot of back and forth. That would be the first 3 weeks of April, about things from the past, jobs from the past, money situations from the past, things to do with renegotiating contracts about things from the past. Okay, that's done, right? He's direct, he's moving fast, and he's moving through your house of earnings. Normally, this is good. This is maybe Mercury wanting to negotiate new deals and contracts and sign up for new kinds of money things, and maybe make some commercial decisions around financial enterprise. But also Mars is here, and that's where I get the thing about maybe spending too much. So be careful with that. But Mercury moving direct through your second house until a certain point, May the 15th, and then he's gone. So when he leaves May the 15th, and don't forget he's there with Mars until then, there could be a lot of fast and furious conversations about money, negotiating back and forth contracts, whether it's a job, a sale of a property, and then Mercury moves on. Mercury moves on the 15th. And he moves into your third house. Now, Mercury in the third house can be a lot of phone calls and conversations with siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, and nephews, extended families, or with your neighborhoods. But if it's not that, it's socialization in your neighborhood. Mercury loves to socialize, and so does Venus. And don't forget, we have Venus in the sign of Taurus till the 23rd of the month. You get Mercury in there, you are a social butterfly. You want to go out to the movies, the neighborhood pubs, friends and family. Do a lot of connection with others in the local zone of your life where you live. You'll be a social butterfly. You'll be having fun. You'll be enjoying your life. Or you can do that in virtual communities as well. You're just getting on your social groove and your sort of fun groove and your networking groove a bit in that window of time. And so what I want to say to you, oh my God, an astrologer from California just called me. I haven't heard from him in years. I would say to you, you're going to have a lot of fun, play, and pleasure. And you may as well enjoy it while it's here. But it's more fun, play, and pleasure, especially in the local environment, than you've had in a long, long time. Because Jupiter's still there, supporting the Venus story until the 25th. So really, there's like a nice sweet spot here. May the 15th, right? May the 15th till Venus's exit point on May the 23rd. That is a sweet week, a sweet spot, but it can be a sweet spot for other things. An ideal trip, planning a trip, taking a trip that's going to bring you great pleasure, signing up or enrolling for a course that's going to bring you great satisfaction, teaching a class and doing very well as the professor or whatever. So this energy is very beautiful, and I love it on the 15th of May to the 23rd of May. If you're a writer and you want to start a book or create a writing project, extremely positive for you in that regard as well. Great for lobbying something into the social media world, getting something successful to happen, like a viral hit, all very good for you in that window as well. Now, when Mercury is in the sign, so Mercury moves on the 15th of the month of May through to June 3rd, he moves into the sign of Taurus. And I did already say that because he's leaving Aries. Yeah. So that's your sweet spot, May 15th to the 23rd. But Mercury and your third house is just social. Be really, really social. I had a lot of recordings today. Sorry, guys. Okay, moving on. We finished with the planetary ingresses and movements. We're moving now into a breakdown of the monthly details, not covering every single thing, but the gist of it, the best of it, the most of it. Now, on May the 1st, Venus will square Pluto. And on May the 2nd to 4th, Mars will sextile Pluto. So all said and done, May 1st to 4th is a bit of a mishmash of good and bad. When Venus is in a square to Pluto, and she'll be doing that intensity from Pluto in Aquarius, which is your 12th house, to Venus in your 3rd house, there may be some conflict or disagreement regarding backroom deals and negotiations and 3rd house people, siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles, neighbors, or 12th house matters. Maybe there could be a very big turning point to do with something to connect with finances, legal matters from foreign countries, foreign shores, and foreign people. It's a bit of a tough one to delineate. Pluto can be the end of a friendship, and I don't want to worry you, but the passing of a friend in this kind of context, especially if it's a friend from your childhood, May the 1st to the 4th. Then on May the 12th to the 14th, the sun will come into contact with Uranus, as it does every year. This again is in the sign of Taurus on May the 12th. There's just an element of something unexpected or surprising, not positive or negative, but I like the fact that at the same time this happens, the surprise element pops out of the blue. On May the 12th, you also have Venus sextiling Saturn. So May 12th to the 14th, Venus is soothing it out, smoothing it out by saying something like, hey, Pisces, you are sage-like, you are wise, you are realistic, you've got a backbone right now, you got Saturn in the first house. You may be feeling tired, a little heavy and responsible, but for the most part, good things are happening when Saturn is trying to ally with you as you. And Saturn's there till 26 February, so you better get used to it. And as he moves through the Pisces waters, he's looking over at Venus, or Venus is looking back at him on May the 12th to the 14th. And whatever the surprise is in the 3rd house with a sibling or aunt or uncle or cousin or trip opportunity or social media a blowout, it is going to be received by Saturn in a sense that Saturn says, this is an important legacy moment. We can capitalize on this for something that has a longer tail of a duration, some steady commitment in love, some steady commitment to a connection to a sibling, some steady, reliable commitment to a financial new way of making money, a financial gain, especially if you make money as a local shopkeeper or in a virtual store or online way. And you've hit some kind of stabilized way of doing it. Again, May the 12th to the 14th. On May the 17th to the 22nd, Jupiter will come into the heart of the sun where he dies and is born again. He does this every year in a different sign, only every 12 years in each sign. So 12 years ago, he co-joined in Taurus, and now he's doing it again. This initiates a 12-month period starting May 17th, where you're going to have some very good outcomes in your third house. It could be an ideal time, especially if your floating IC is in the third house, to relocate yourself, buy a better home, a bigger home. It can also mean greater enjoyment of your local neighborhood and neighbors. It can also mean lots of opportunities the next year for travel and connection to siblings in particular. If you're a writer, maybe an entrepreneur, or you do the online world, good things happen here for you for one whole year. May 22nd, the sun is also into a sextile to Neptune. So it's kind of like an overlay here. And it says that whatever this reset of Jupiter is, it also flows to Neptune. And Neptune would be something like, how can the good things happening in your third house spiritually satisfy you and bring you into contact with the realization of some of your long-range dreams, goals, and fantasies for your life that can become tangible and real. Tangible and real. Getting accepted at your favorite school, getting a chance to travel to your favorite destination, getting some really beautiful new neighbors developing, okay? Venus and Uranus surprise you. Surprise! Coming out of like a surprise party. The surprise is happening on May the 18th. So it's all in that May 17th to 22nd period. Venus and Uranus conjunct, a happy money surprise, a happy love surprise, a happy friendship surprise, a happy surprise around trips and travel, happy surprise around a sibling story. They're having a surprise and you're benefiting from it. So get ready for that to happen around May the 18th. But the whole thing is the 17th to 22nd, everything I've been talking about. On May the 23rd, Venus and Jupiter co-join. Their fairy godmother and father are going to hold hands. However, India says it's a planetary war in Indian astrology, and Western astrology thinks it's double your luck. Let's see how it feels on May 17th for you. This is going to be the greater benefic and lesser benefic joining forces in your third house, and it's at 29 degrees of Taurus, which is a powerful, potent, sometimes turbulent, but completion degree. There's an intensity here of something that wishes to fulfill itself as, I think, fortunate, especially because Venus is in her home kingdom and in good shape, and Jupiter is taking her orders. What kind of pleasure, joy, satisfaction, or prosperity do these planets want to bring you on May the 23rd, 2024, as they join forces in Taurus in your third house? Because you have Juno in the seventh house, it could also be a contract, an agreement, a legal settlement. It could also have to do with a travel opportunity with a committed love partner. A legal negotiation or contract if it involves property and real estate for some of you, especially if your IC is in the third house, that you're celebratory about on May the 23rd. And then at the same time, between May the 23rd and the 28th, ongoing, is Jupiter also flowing in a sextile to Neptune. Don't forget, we saw Venus doing the very same love energy. Did we? Brain, come online. No, we didn't. Okay, not yet. Okay, never mind. Just kibosh that. We're going to see that Jupiter is loving up Neptune. Now, Jupiter's fine in Taurus. Right? He takes orders from Venus, and he's looking over at Neptune in the house of you. You know, you've had maybe just consider this, Pisces, since 2011, a lot of dreams and goals that failed to materialize, a lot of fantasies and ideas of what was possible that never became true or possible. But Saturn is here now until 2026, holding space for Neptune to make the dreams real, to take the intangible, fantastical, and make them concrete. And I would like to say that I feel that what's going on here with Jupiter flowing to Neptune is a completing of that potential. Like Jupiter is Santa Claus going, you wanted a fairy godfather, you had this goal and dream, can I help make it real? But it has to be made real to do with matters of your third house, which has a lot to do with the things I've already repeated over again. I'm not going to give you the meanings of the third house again, right? Neighbors, neighborhood, siblings, all of that. Writing projects, online businesses, stuff like that. All right, so that's ongoing. Yay, you on May 23rd to the 28th, a very beautiful sky, very beautiful time for you. And then we also see Venus on May the 25th. And what Venus does is she trines Pluto, and it's very powerful, higher love, deeper love, profound love, and also wealth, upticks. Pluto in the 12th house can be about things that are creating wealth for you, for instance, in terms of secret backroom deals and negotiations, sometimes with Pluto here, and inheritance from someone who may pass. This also could be money coming from a sibling, not necessarily because of inheritance, just because they're able to support you or help you out with something. There's a lot going on here about really saying some kind of financial power up, but it may involve a bit of secrecy or a little bit of backroom dealing, to get it all up and running. But May the 25th is a financial energy for the most part, and very few of you might experience it as an opportunity, this very powerful and transformative, to take a journey to a foreign shore or foreign land, or travel with a foreigner who may be wealthy or powerful. May the 25th. On May the 30th, Jupiter also trines Pluto. So he's following up on Venus's May the 25th act. The great benefic and the lesser benefic are both flowing backwards to Pluto, who's in your 12th house. Well, let me go back. When Venus is trining Pluto, I apologize. When Venus is trining Pluto, she's doing it from your 4th house. Okay, sorry about mistake there. I forgot that she's left Taurus. So nix what I just said. If I edit this, you'll get this later. Sometimes I screw up. I'm a human being. Venus is in Gemini. She trines Pluto. This is really good for property, homeland, and real estate developments or legacy wealth coming from a female in your family around May the 25th. Jupiter follows up on May the 30th, and he does a similar thing. And he says, let's make it even better. And so there's two for a deal, May 25th and May 30th, some kind of potential home-based prosperity. I don't even know what to say what it would look like, but Jupiter, Pluto, and Jupiter, Venus are like a wealth energy together. And it's a very powerful declaration by the sky, May the 25th and May 30th. So the whole end of May into early June of some very big energy of happiness, joy, success, celebration, gratitude regarding homeland, property, and real estate, and potentially money secured, wealth secured from those places. It could even be someone from a foreign country wants to buy your property and you get double the money because they're so rich. I don't know, but there's some juice going on here. On May the 30th as well, Mercury will be conjuncting in Taurus Uranus, and that's a surprising news, unexpected information coming to you from a neighbor, from a sibling, from the online world, from something in your local environment. But it may overlap with what's going on with Jupiter and Venus in the 4th house. So it may be a shocking surprise that you're having all this money or wealth or goodness or luck or prosperity or abundance or gratitude or expansion coming at you when it regards to your domestic, private life, home, and homeland. But to be literal, I mean, Jupiter and Venus, when they first ingress into Gemini, which is like the 23rd and then the 25th of the month of May, could mean a female teacher. It's going to visit with you and stay with you, for example, from a foreign country. All right. Anything else I want to say? Venus is going to star point on June the 4th in the house of property, land, and real estate, giving you a good 10-month run of joy, enjoyment, beauty, decoration, expansion, delight regarding your home life. And it can literally be a part of a redecorating, expansion, renovation plan. But also, I just want to say that star point is so luscious because it happens to occur with Mercury home in his kingdom. So a lot of you are going to find, I will just give you a heads up, that June the 4th, add 10 months, you're going to have one of the best experiences of being at home, in your home, connected to home, things that go on from your home. It's a real blessing because Venus and Jupiter can also mean a person that you're going to have living with you, but it's going to bring great joy to you, whoever and whatever that person is. Joy and satisfaction. Alrighty. Thanks for listening, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Don't forget, if you want to join my Patreon community, you're getting this early access ad-free on April the 15th. And early access ad-free content is all appealing to you, come join me and get my free courses Chiron, the key to purpose, and Synastry, Are You My Person relationship class. Those are given away as free to new members of my Patreon community. The value is $44. You don't want to stay. You want to keep the courses. They're yours. It's just that way to come check it out with me. 1 to 3 Zoom meetings with me a month, lots of contact, lots of interaction with me. I try my best to read my comments and get back to you there, whereas I can no longer read all of my comments on YouTube. They've just gotten to be too many. There were like 9,000 comments last month, and I'm like, who could keep up with 9,000 comments or something like that? Okay, so thank you, and I will see you guys in the next video series, whichever that will be. I put out so much content every month, so check it out. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful May. It's a lot better than April.